Team Canada wins 10-2 over Team France in their final round robin game to clinch the first seed going into the quarterfinals. Now, the long and short of it is this. What's the good part? 10. What's the bad part? 2. Pretty self-explanatory. I know, obviously, getting scored on twice, that's a bad thing, but more specifically, France scored 2? I mean, 1, I get it, happens. 2? Against Canada? But on the other hand, we got 10 goals. 10! From 9 different goal scorers, might I add. Who scored twice? Oh, the greatest player in the world. Oh, I don't know. I mean, yeah, this was a dominating win. First 9 minutes of it, we actually didn't score. I mean, great pressure right up there. I mean, there was at no point in this game did it seem like France even had a chance of winning. I think it's easier to break down more so what this means moving forward. Now, first off, you know, the easy argument for why, Canada should be real scared. US is coming, bro. You let France score on you twice, yeah, but you let Denmark score on you 3 times. So, you know, I don't think that is the scariest thing in the world. Obviously, the other hockey powers, Sweden and Finland. Finland lost. They didn't even they didn't even just let in 2 against Slovakia. They had in 4, and they lost to Slovakia. And then Sweden lost to Finland. Sweden doesn't even get a bye. You should really be worried. Czechia lost 5-0 to Canada and lost to Switzerland. Czechia's lost more than they've won so far in the Olympics. I think they're going to finish the Olympics with a losing record. You want to even break down round by round. All right, well, by clinching the first seed, Canada does get the easier path for the first round. Obviously, you know, if we look at who's likely moving on, I think the only round where I'm like hesitant to say this team's definitely winning, ironically, is Czechia-Denmark. Czechia should win that one. Czechia should comfortably win that one. They lost to Switzerland. Denmark gave the U.S. a run for their money. I'm just saying, if in the pre-quarterfinal, single elimination round robin games, if we see an upset, I think it would be Denmark beating Czechia to face Canada. I do not see Sweden losing. I just don't see it. I don't see Germany losing. I don't see Switzerland losing. Like, Switzerland's facing Italy. They're not losing that game. Let's be clear. Switzerland is not losing to Italy. Germany is not losing to France. We just worked France 10-2. They have one NHL player, Tim Stützle and Leon Draisaitl alone, will be able to win that game. Similarly, with Italy, they do not have a single NHL player on their team. I'm sorry, but the talent disparity, it would be beyond a miracle if Italy somehow moves on to get slapped around by Finland. They're losing. They're losing to Switzerland. France is losing to Germany. I think like the game that will be most important for Canadians to watch isn't even necessarily Czechia-Denmark. Czechia-Denmark. Because if I'm being honest, I'm comfortable with either of them. I think I can confidently say Canada's going to the medal round. Canada's going to the semifinals. Barring a complete collapse. Barring the biggest choke on the international stage in hockey history. I mean, this would be beyond unbelievable. Like, this would be a miracle on ice level of how did that team lose to that team. Czechia's good. They are not. As we proved in the round robin, they are not Team Canada good. They're good. They are not maybe the single greatest hockey team ever assembled in the history of the sport. Good. Like this version of Team Canada very well might be. And I mean, obviously, this game makes you a little worried for Jordan Binnington's goaltending. He let in two against France. I find in the big games against the best teams in the world, that's when he is his most locked in. That's when he plays his best. Look at Four Nations finals against the U.S. He had to play beyond anyone's expectations, and he delivered. There was like 3 times in overtime where the United States absolutely should have won the Four Nations. Absolutely should have won the Four Nations Cup, and they didn't because Jordan Binnington reached another level. He went superhuman. I trust that if we face Czechia, he could do that again. And if we face Denmark, he won't have to. Because McKinnon and Makar and Crosby and McDavid and Celebrini and Stone and everyone else are going to get like 3 points each. And so it won't really matter how good or bad. Like that, France could have scored 7 for all we cared. It's still a blowout. We won by 8. My goodness. So, what should we be looking for? Well, who are we gonna... Because we are, again, barring epic collapse, going to go to the semifinals. Barring a monumental upset. But in the next round, well, again, Sweden is almost certainly going to face the United States of America. It would be an equal level shock if the Swedes don't move on. Is it a shock if Sweden beats the United States? And the other one, I think Finland, I'm pretty confident in their ability to beat Switzerland, though they did lose to Slovakia. So who knows? Switzerland has been sneaky good. But look at the third seed. It's Slovakia. They will likely be facing Germany. One of France, Germany, or Slovakia will go to the semifinals. Depending on which team that is, that might be who Canada faces. Let's break it down. First off, if Sweden wins against the United States of America, that is who we face in the semifinals. They're the 7th seed. Well, the 8th and 9th seed are playing each other. So whoever wins that match, we will face in the quarterfinals. So there's no way that the 8th or 9th seed will still be around in the semifinals if Canada's still around. Then there's the 10th seed. The 10th seed is the team that Sweden plays in Latvia. So if Sweden goes to the semifinals, it inherently means that the 8th, 9th, and 10th seed, all the seeds that are below Sweden, couldn't possibly be around. So barring France or Italy, moving on to the not the quarterfinals, the semifinals, we would end up facing Sweden. I somehow get the feeling that Italy and France are both going home before the quarterfinals. I don't know why I get the feeling that the team that lost 10-2 and 11-0 aren't going to be moving on. I think for these teams, the goal has been achieved. You got to play hockey at the highest level in an international setting. You got to represent your country. France got 2 against the best team in the world. You know what? They have 1 NHLer on that team, but the hope is by watching this game, maybe in the next Olympics or the next Olympics or the next Olympics after that, they'll have 2 or 3 or 5. That's how you grow the game. And you know what? We're going to break down this game. There were a lot of goals. France got 2. There was a fight. This is the kind of thing that could get a French kid to lace him up, to say, you know what, I'm going to make the NHL. That's what you want to see. But I don't think that there's a single French person in the world who's delusional enough to think that they are going to A, beat Germany, and B, get any further than that if they do. Like, France ain't moving on. It would be nuts if they do. Italy, same thing. Italy doesn't have an NHL player. They're not beating Finland. If they somehow do beat Switzerland, then they have to face the team that just beat them 11-0. They're losing. There's no coming back. Like, there's no, oh, well, don't worry, we'll get him next time. There's, let's try to make it 5-1 next game. Let's try to improve. That's an okay goal to have. Let's be clear. For Canadians, the goal is gold. Gold medal or bust, baby. It's okay for your goal to not be the gold medal. To be a medal. To be, just make it to the semifinals. Just make it to the quarterfinals. Or even, just get a goal. Just get a few goals in an elimination game. That is an okay goal to have. Because most countries did not start out with the goal of a gold medal in mind. They had to build over generations and generations. Game after game, Olympics after Olympics, to get to a point where they could say, you know what, we want the gold this year. You think Finland was always a hockey power? You think Sweden was always a hockey power? No! They had to build to it. This game, if you play it 50, 60, 70 years ago, Canada's the only team that has a hope of winning. Sweden, they beat them 8-0. Finland, they beat them 12-0. The United States, they beat them 8-0. It was never a game. It was never in question. It was just Canada, 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 goal, 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 goal. And now, that's not the fact of the matter. The fact of the matter is there are 4, arguably 5 teams that are competing for a gold medal. That's huge. Italy and France aren't those teams. Italy and France are not competing for that. So, if Sweden moves on to the semifinals, that's who we face. That's who we face. Sweden. If Sweden doesn't move on, if the United States beats you, so that's the first game that I think Canadians really need to watch for, getting to the gold medal game, winning the gold medal. US, Sweden, that will decide how tough of an opponent we have in the semis. The other one is Slovakia, Germany. I can see Germany beating Slovakia. I really could. And if the US wins and Germany wins, we face Germany. I'm going to say it. If Germany moves on to the semis and the US moves on to the semis, we're going to the gold medal game. The question will not be, is Canada going to play for gold or bronze? The question will be, is Canada winning gold or silver? That would be the only question left. We are not losing to Germany. We are not losing to Denmark. And if I'm being candid, we are not losing to Czechia. If Germany and the US both move on, we're going for gold. If the US and Slovakia both move on, then we face Switzerland or Finland. And I feel a lot more confident against Switzerland than I do Finland. Though I, am not super duper scared of Finland, because they have, looked rocky at times. They're a hockey power. And okay, they had one bad game against Slovakia. They've looked good. And they're a team that, you lost to Slovakia. Well, they made a statement against Italy and against Sweden not to take them lightly. Switzerland, I think we could take care of business. So, the likely teams we will face in round 2, there's Sweden, Finland, scary. And there's Germany, Switzerland. Oh, okay. And then the other level to that is, but do you want the easy route? Like, it's nice to say, oh yeah, I want to get Denmark and Germany. Yeah, let's just coast. And then what does the US do? They face Sweden, Finland. And they get to the gold medal game. And we coasted off of, oh yay, we beat Denmark. And then we beat Germany. And we waltz into the gold medal game. And we have not really been tested since our first game of the tournament. And we face the United States, who just went through 2 of the best hockey powers in the world. And now there's just one demon left to exercise. I'd actually be like, wait, they just beat Sweden and Finland? they're ready. They're going in warm. They're coming in hot. And we beat up against, let's be honest, a team that when you compare talent relatively, we beat a bunch of pylons. So call me crazy. I kind of want Sweden or Finland in the semis. I want to be the team that's going in warm. I want the U.S.'s semifinal game to be against Slovakia. And they give the United States a scare. Sure, I mean, obviously, I think best case scenario for Canada is Denmark, Germany, Slovakia. That's best case scenario. Oh, okay, free gold medal. Free gold medal. If we're being realistic, though, the Denmark-Germany part, that's realistic. That could happen. Well, I guess we couldn't do Denmark, Germany, Slovakia. Germany would inherently have to eliminate Slovakia. So let's say Denmark, Switzerland, Slovakia. That'd be best case scenario. Denmark, Switzerland, Slovakia, free gold medal. In all likelihood, that won't happen. Denmark, Germany, very feasible. So I would like Denmark or Sweden, Finland. Denmark, Sweden, Finland, or Czechia, and then Germany. Because the U.S. is going to get, either eliminated or get to have heavyweight match after heavyweight match to get ready for the gold medal game. Sweden is either going to get heavyweight match after heavyweight match to get to the gold medal game, or they'll be eliminated. Now, yes, Finland will probably get, an easy game before heavyweight match, then the gold medal game. Now, Canada might get to, I think Czechia is still a heavyweight match that we win. We beat them 5-0, and it could have been worse than that. We thoroughly outplayed them. We earned our number 1 seed spot, but this is an interesting tournament. Anyways, how did we earn it? By scoring 10. Like I said, we immediately have pressure. It settles down for a bit, but we are dominating the play, and we get a power play. Time to open the floodgates. Huh. France kills it off. France keeps it out. The French goaltender got pulled in the second, and I get why. 6 had been scored. For facing Team Canada, he did exceptional. I think it was pulled just to you've already let in so many, but he did wonderfully. You can't be mad. France gets a kill. Not long after, Tom Wilson makes it 1-0 off the rebound. And then France responds. Yeah, the first period's weird. France immediately responds, but then we immediately respond right back. It's not going to stay tied for that long. Canada scores. Crosby with a great pass to Tays. 2-1. Canada leads. Now it's all Canada. The French are stuck in the mud. Stuck in their own end. We're fully outplaying them. And then we take a penalty. And you're like, oh man, don't let them back into it. It's only 2-1 in the first. Or with 10 seconds left, Mark Stone steals the puck, comes streaking in with 3 seconds to spare. He scores, and we head to the break up 3-1. Pretty good. 3-1, pretty good. You'd like to see that lead grow a bit. Again, the MO in this game was not about win. We knew we were going to win. It's that we went in with a 2-goal differential better than the Americans. We needed to make that insurmountable. I thought 6 would have done. I did not think that the U.S. were going to beat Germany by 8. I thought they could maybe do 7, not 8. So all right, we got 2. Let's try to get, a 6-goal win. Well, we are just keeping it up. We kill off the rest of the penalty. And then France, I got to say, after that penalty kill, where they don't score on the power play, they now have a stat line of 2 shorthanded goals against and 1 power play goal for. Their power play is so ineffective that it is literally more likely that the other team will score than they will score on their own power play. And of course, Canada is a part of that. Again, we're the pressure cooker, just working them. We get another power play. Again, they get a kill. This is the greatest power play in the world. Our first line on the power play didn't even look that good. Celebrini had a few chances. But don't worry. This game can't can't stay close for long. We get another power play. You can only be playing nuts for so long as a goaltender before the dam breaks. And Makar, assisted by McDavid and Crosby. How, if you're France, you look Crosby, McDavid, Makar, what do you do? Nothing. 4-1. Few minutes later, Celebrini on the breakaway gets tripped, taken down. Penalty shot. Celebrini doesn't even know that it's whoever you want can take the penalty shot. He thinks it's just going to be him. And the coach is like, well, I'm not going to, like, the kid thinks it's him, so yeah, go ahead. He scores, which of course he does. He's got a goal every single game in the tournament so far. He's just a kid. It's 5-1. And then right off the face-off, Crosby with a pass that goes off of a French defender's skate into the net. 6-1 at the end of 2. That's the game. Like, that's when we're like, okay, game's over. And that's honestly probably first seed. Now it's +7. Maybe the U.S. could win by 7 against Germany, and they'd hold the tiebreaker for goals 4 by 1. 1 or 2 more goals, and we're good. Well, third period in just 20 seconds. McDavid, silky mitts. Boom. 7-1. And then France makes it 7-2 on a piss missile. I mean, just a rocket. What? What are we doing here? France, I didn't know you had that. Good for you. You know what? That's the kind of thing where it doesn't matter if you lose 10-2. If you score that goal, you can tell your grandkids, yeah, I scored a goal against Team Canada in the Olympics. Yes, the one where they sent NHL players. That Olympics. Oh, you mean the one with Crosby, McDavid, McKinnon, Makar? Yeah, that team. I scored a goal against them. Oh, man, that's a memory that lasts a lifetime. It's not a... But you know, it doesn't last a lifetime. The 5-goal lead. We make it 6. Tough angle shot by Bo Horvat. 8-2. McKinnon to Hagel. 9-2. Shots at this point are 43-11. And on the power play, Celebrini makes it 10-2. T-E-N. 10-2. I mean, what do you say to that? Good job, tried hard, get him next time. What do you say to that? Do you say anything to that? I don't think you do. The rest of the game, it's still more goals, but there's a fight. One of the penalties hit to McKinnon's head. I don't think that there was any ill intent. I think it just has to do with one team is the greatest team ever assembled, and the other team is not used to playing against a team of this quality. And you're just trying to lay a check, and you lay it in the wrong spot against the wrong player with the wrong team. And it's nearly a major. I'm actually surprised it wasn't. Tom Wilson has some words. These lead to some fists. A fight in the Olympics. Of course Tom Wilson gets into a fight in the Olympics. If that ain't Tom Wilson, then I don't know what is. Canada takes one more penalty. But, the game ends 10-2. Our 2-goal lead on the Americans turns into a 10-goal lead. America does not score 10 against Germany. That was never going to happen. And we pretty handily finish with the first seed. Now, we wait. Czech or Denmark. I know I've been talking a lot about we're going to beat these teams, we're going to beat these teams. You, as a fan, can maybe have that mentality, but Team Canada needs to lock in. You cannot have that mentality. Every opponent is there for a reason. Every opponent deserves to be here. Every opponent could be the opponent that undoes destiny. The women know. The women know that that's what they need to be. They need to be the team that will rewrite destiny. Right now, we are the team of destiny. But everyone else is trying to rewrite that. And if you take for granted that you're going to win, you're not going to. But If this game doesn't give you confidence, I don't know what will. I'll see you in the quarterfinals. We await our opponent. And, as always, go Canada, go!